안녕하세요. Luna and I have been in Seoul, South Korea for just over a month now, and I've compiled a list of places that we've had a lot of fun at because I think it's important for adults to have just as much fun as kids when you're traveling. There are so many kid places in Seoul, like all the kids cafes, but I love the places where we both have fun. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. Let's get into it. Number 6, Dongdaemun Design Plaza. Dongdaemun Design Plaza is a major landmark of Seoul. It was constructed between 2009 and 2013. The architect, Zaha Hadid, was a British Iraqi architect, and she won a lot of awards during her lifetime. She is known for this curved, futuristic design in her buildings. There are museum exhibitions here, there are retail shops, and just plenty of people watching to do. Our favorite part was the design playground. That is a kids cafe on the top floor. This was so much fun, and it was just really cool to see the interior of the Dongdaemun Design Plaza. So Luna and I played for a while, and then she kept playing while I drank a latte, so it was a win-win. I highly recommend it because it's just so interesting not only to walk around and see the architecture, but there's something for children up on the top floor, so that's great. Number 5, the War Memorial of Korea. Okay, I know that you're thinking military history can't be interesting for kids, right? Well, I beg to differ. Luna and I both had a great time here. There's so much to walk around and look at in the outside. There are like tanks and planes, helicopters, battleships, and some of them you can actually walk up to or walk up the stairs, walk around. Like a lot of the museum is dedicated to the Korean War, and we have a special connection to the Korean War, so that is actually why we went. There's a children's playground, and there's also a children's museum there, and you have to make reservations in advance. It's free, just like the rest of the museum, but you just have to book a time slot. We didn't actually do the children's museum. It looks awesome, and I want to go back. We really want to do this, but we were there to celebrate Chuseok, which is Korean Thanksgiving, and I will put a link up to the video of why we were there. There's a cafe, so you can buy snacks and drinks. They were even selling bubble wands, so there were kids playing with bubbles. We'll definitely be back. Number 4, Nanta. The Nanta show was amazing. We had so much fun there. So the Nanta Theater is located in Myeongdong, and we weren't allowed to take any pictures or videos during the show, but I'll do the best I can to give you an idea. So it's basically like wacky, fun kitchen acrobatics, if that makes any sense. So they're using these knives to chop vegetables, and they're like making beats with the knives, dancing, they're throwing and catching plates. It's like this whole kitchen show that takes place in an ancient kitchen in Korea many, many moons ago. And so it's just, the whole thing's really fun. And the great thing about it is that you don't have to know any Korean to enjoy the show. It was completely non-verbal. So a lot of people have compared it to the Blue Man Group. It's perfect for tourists because you don't have to know Korean, but you still get that access to theater and that access to the Korean culture, which was great. And it was fun. There was comedy, there was dancing, there were knives, there was audience participation. At the end there, they were throwing these tiny little balls at the audience, and we were throwing them back, and it was just complete chaos. It was so much fun. I highly recommend it. We both had a great time. Number 3, Myeongdong Street. The Nanta Theater is actually in Myeongdong, and Myeongdong Street is right there nearby. So this could be a whole day. There is so much to see here. There are tons of vendors. So you can try street food. There's like tamer street food. We had corn, and we had these really cool potato twists. It was so fun to watch her make them. We tried some different desserts, but they also have street food for the more adventurous eater. We saw some fried squid there. There's just a bit of everything. And not only do they have street food, they also have toy stands. So Luna bought a little doll. There are souvenirs. There are also a ton of shops. So we just walked around and kind of just wandered around the neighborhood. There's so much. If you're just wandering along the side streets, you will also see some just interesting things to look at. Like we found this one sculpture that was made out of 6,000 incandescent light bulbs, and it was really fun just to turn the light bulbs on and off and just to walk through. That was fun for both of us. Number 2, Yongsan Family Park. So Young in Korean means dragon and Sun means mountain. So Yongsan is Dragon Mountain, which I think is a really cool name for a park. So it's a really spacious park with a walking trail. It's absolutely beautiful. I loved the hand sculpture, and it was called Handmade in Korea. And the sculpture itself is actually made out of roof tiles, which I thought was so cool. There's an exercise area for adults, and then there's also a playground for children with children's exercise equipment, and then also just, children's playground equipment as well. The equipment is all in sand for children. So we didn't realize that at the time that we went, so we didn't bring any sort of sand toys, but she was fine just with the stick, and she had enough fun. But just know that if you were gonna go, I might recommend bringing something that you could use as sand toys for your kids. All right, number 1 is the National Museum of Korea. We both loved this place, so we're definitely gonna go back. We've already been twice, but there's so much to see, so much to look at. The first day that we got there, we were actually really lucky. There was a traditional Korean folk performance happening, so we got to catch the tail end of it, and it was just really amazing to see the singers perform. Inside the museum, we've seen the medieval and early modern section. Here is a royal throne from the Joseon dynasty. We've seen the room of quiet contemplation and the World Art Gallery. There are other sections of the museum that we haven't seen yet, so we plan on going back. Luna was really fascinated by a lot of it. I was really surprised, but I was so glad that she enjoyed it just as much as I did. Another thing that makes the National Museum of Korea absolutely fabulous is that there is a children's museum. So many museums in Korea, I've noticed, have children's museums to go along with them, and I think that is amazing. Again, just like the War Memorial of Korea, you do need to make a reservation online in advance, and we actually did this. So the second time we went, I knew that I needed to make that reservation because the first time we weren't able to get in. So I made the reservation online. I just had to create an account on the museum website, and then I selected my time slot. It was really fun because a lot of the activities that you do complement what you see in the museum. So it was a good reinforcement of what we had seen in the museum. We got to experience that in a more interactive, hands-on way at the Children's Museum. Another reason why the National Museum of Korea is fantastic is because there are restaurants there. There are like cafes where you can buy snacks and drinks. You really can spend the whole day there. And this is actually right by Yongsan Family Park, so you could go to the museum all day and then go to Yongsan Family Park later on in the day. The National Museum of Korea has this really beautiful pond on the outside with koi fish swimming, and then you can see a pagoda there, and then just this beautiful skyline. If you go at sunset, you will see why it is called Mirror Pond. The reflection is absolutely stunning. I felt like I was in a painting when I saw this, and I was taking pictures of myself with this reflection in the background. It was just beautiful. Overall, Seoul has been absolutely fabulous for Luna and for me. It's a city that's great for everybody. If you like this video, please let me know. I can make similar videos in the future about Seoul or other places that we go. We're gonna be here for a couple more months, so I could definitely make a part 2 or even a part 3 to this video. All right, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.